What's going on, guys? What's going on, Toy Squad? What's going on, everybody? So, Tagovailoa refunded. Cam Newton refunded back to what Tua said about what Tua about Tua. What Tua said. Now, Tagovailoa is a good quarterback. Is a good quarterback. Is a good quarterback. And I will say this. It's that with Cam Newton and Tagovailoa going back and forth about going back and forth, it's the same thing as the Trae Young, Patrick Beverly, which now Cam Newton isn't not playing. If Cam Newton was playing, we would honestly see Cam Newton and Tua play. I think, in my eyes, if Cam Newton was still playing, we would honestly see Cam Newton still be in the NFL. I'm not saying that Cam Newton is a good reporter for First Take. He's an amazing reporter for First Take. But for Tua that has been dealing with injuries every year, which like, I could say if Cam Newton was in the NFL right now and still a starting quarterback, I would say most definitely. Like, yeah, I think Cam Newton, I would be able to see how that matchup will work. Cam Newton and Tua against each other. Because Cam Newton, at the end of the day, will always go down as one of the greats in the NFL quarterbacks. Cam Newton was that guy like Michael Vick. Like Michael Vick. Cam Newton was that guy. But when another quarterback that's team is 3-0 right now. 3-1, I think, right now. And you say that you think you're the best quarterback than any other quarterback, or you don't think you're going to join the media one day after you're done playing? Here's what I'm going to say about that. Is that this is almost like the Trae Young, Patrick Beverly back and forth. I can put it up there. But it's one quarterback that is retired now out of the league that is possibly going to be a Hall of Famer. Another quarterback that is currently playing right now. Like, when I look at both of these guys play the same position. Both of these guys play the same position in the NFL. Like, Cam Newton played the same position as Tua. Like, when Cam Newton was playing in the NFL, every reporter was talking about Cam Newton. And I'm going to say this, Cam Newton was an amazing quarterback. Was top 5, top 10 when he was playing. Tua's more of a top 15, top 20 quarterback, in my opinion. Because when you look at what Tua and Cam Newton has an MVP. Cam Newton been to a Super Bowl. Cam Newton had good teams around him. Had some decent teams around him. But when I look at this and I say that Cam Newton, okay, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Tua, possibly a Hall of Famer. But when you have Tua and Cam Newton going back and forth and saying, not winning a Super Bowl. I just don't see that, because when you have Cam Newton, who has been to a Super Bowl and won an MVP, Cam Newton has a Super Bowl. He has a Super Bowl. Cam Newton is definitely going to do good. Cam Newton, as a reporter for First Take, is doing an amazing job. But when a quarterback that's team is 1-3, I think it's time for Tua just to play football. Because at the end of the day, I don't see the Dolphins winning a Super Bowl. I don't. I don't see the Dolphins winning a Super Bowl. I see, the Dolphins being a good team. But Tua got guys contract last year. If the Dolphins want to be good, you can't let your star quarterback honestly talk about somebody who's in the media, because honestly, at the end of players' careers, at the end, they don't know if they're going to be a media member or be in the media one day. For Tua to say to a MVP, somebody who made the Super Bowl, that he's a better quarterback, like, it is going to be probably one of the hardest things, is that now that Tua said this, like, anything can basically happen, because now that I'm seeing Cam Newton back at Tua and saying anybody can go 0-3. Like, your team is 0-3, 1-3 right now. Like, just focus on the season. If Tua didn't say this between Cam Newton and Tua wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen, because for Tua, who's a decent quarterback, you're not top 5, you're not top 10. Cam Newton, if he was playing, would be probably a top 10, top 5 quarterback. Tua got his contract. Tua has been injured, which I'm glad to see him be able to still play in the NFL. But when this team is honestly, like, when the Dolphins as a team and as a organization looks like they're not going to make a Super Bowl appearance or a championship appearance because your star wide receiver still wants out, like, Tua and Tyreek Hill has to get on the same page. But you also got the Cam Newton and Tua going back and forth. At this point, I'm going to say this, is that you either need to, like, for Tua, like, win more games. Because just win more games. and I'm going to say this. I am not a Dolphins fan. I am a Browns fan. And I've seen my Browns go 0-3. But I'm just going to say this to, like, if you're an NFL fan and for Dolphins fans, is that your star quarterback has to start winning games. Because basically, he was injured last year. And what are you supposed to do if you're a player that was injured last year and came back, dealt with a lot of injuries? Like, I think at this point, like, Tua should retire. Like, or the Dolphins should trade Tua, because at this point, if you want to win a game at this point or win a championship, just look at the quarterbacks this year that is going to come out of the draft this year. Look at the quarterbacks that are going to come out of the draft this year, and look at how many quarterbacks are going to come out. And in terms of that, like, when I look at the quarterbacks that are coming out of the draft, like, you got probably Arch Manning probably coming in this year's draft. Probably a bunch of different quarterbacks. Like you could, for the Dolphins, you could honestly go and start Clint Ernst if you trade Tua, because of what everything's going on. But I think at this point, like, for Tua, like, we don't know. I don't know how Tua's career will turn out. I don't know how Tua's career will turn out at the end of his career, because everybody's journey is different. But this Cam Newton and Tua going back and forth, you can't, when you talk about one of the greatest, that is either Cam Newton, Ray Lewis, Tom Brady, and a current quarterback comes out and says something like what Tua said, you know they will respond. But guys, sub if you're new, and never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there. And stay blessed, everybody. And I will see you guys in the next one. And peace.